sleeping with everybody else, the makeup person sleeping with the first AD, and the directors
were
taking on a...
Because my makeup person was male, and so was our first AD, so I'm quite interested by that one.
Okay, this question is for you. It's from Mike Burns in Austin, Texas. You play soccer in one film and tennis in this one. Which sport are you better at?
It has to be soccer. Tennis, I'm a terrible tennis player. I literally...
You said your coach was like so disappointed.
Yeah, he was.
He
Couldn't even look at me while I was doing my tennis thing because he was like so embarrassed. But I don't blame him either. It's just I wasn't naturally good at it. Soccer was easier for me because I grew up in a working class situation in Ireland. It was the one game that 12 kids could play. That was inexpensive.
Sure.
Throw a ball to them and they're busy for 4 hours kicking a ball around the place. Tennis tends to be for people with money who can join private clubs.
Yeah.
And buy rackets and tennis shoes, and and this is why it was a really, really good sport for Woody to embrace as an upper class as an upper class pastime to be tennis. But I'm terrible at it. Sorry, Brian from Austin, Texas. Here's my unscripted question. What would you do if you didn't do this job?
You mean if I couldn't have a job in any film direction or
any entertainment?
No entertainment.
What menial job could you actually see yourself doing?
I guess I think about that sometimes. Like I'd have to be... I don't know. I was always interested in Egyptology, and I thought that someday I could be an archaeologist of Egyptian artifacts. But I don't know if all that digging in the sun would suit me. It's this time consuming, and it's so small. But when you unearth something, it just means to be so incredible, and to study those ancient civilizations, I think, is fascinating. But I don't know if that's a practical job for me. I mean, I was always interested in botany. Maybe I would have been a botanist of some sort.
There you have it.
How is it doing love scenes with me from Joanna Tong in Springfield, Massachusetts?
What was it like doing love scenes with you? I was brutal. I can't believe I managed to scrape through it, you know what I mean? It was like pulling pubic hairs. No, it was no, it was come on, it was a very, very easy thing to do.
Yeah, it was easy
because you're very, very beautiful.
Thank you.
And you've got lovely lips to kiss and all of that. We didn't go too far, I remember you telling me not to look at your tits, so I didn't. So I still don't know what they look like.
Yes,
but I've got a fair idea.
You were such a gentleman.
I was trying to be a gentleman. I was trying to I was trying to walk that, that sort of like icy path of, could I have a glimpse? But actually I did have a glimpse. But, it was really, really interesting to do sort of like sex scenes with somebody that, because you can embrace that part of your character. It's almost like it was really easy because you get it out of the way.
Right.
And then it's much easier to work with someone when you've had that, that 30 seconds of, all right, I'm just going to maul you for 30 seconds.
I can't believe you
really enjoy it.
I can't believe you look.
Well, it's not exactly like they're, really sort of like inconspicuous. You know what I mean? They're kind of like pretty much there in my face. And so, and it wasn't, it wasn't, for me, it wasn't like, let's sort of like sneak a peek. It was just so happened that, I caught a glimpse of them for a second.
I knew that this unscripted show would come to this.
It would. It kind of does because of the nature of the film as well. But what was it like doing love scenes with Scarlett Johansson? It really was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. I have to say it. It was. I'd be lying if I didn't, and trying to act cool and saying, yeah, it was just like another day at work, but it was grand. It was grand.
Thanks, Jonathan.
You're welcome, Scarlett. This is a question from Sheila.